Hey, now we're live on the right channel. I was so busy setting up the lighting that I am still ironing out this technology. So bop on in. It should be live now. Let's see here. The people, there's like this private event, which is really just annoying. Facebook won't let, oh, wait. Oh, I could do that. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Let's see here. Hey Karen, yay. Thank you, Lewis. My God today. Oh my God. You've been like my godsend. My first thing we had we had our chat this morning. It was just an early day, but I got a chance to talk to Lewis in Spain. So grab one of your favorite beverages. We're gathering the troops one by one, especially since I started it on the wrong stream. That's not fun. But hopefully it is everywhere. See, this is kind of how the week goes sometimes, where we need to regroup and regroup. Everything's just regrouping. It's all good. I just checked. It looks like, what am I drinking? Well, even though it's in a Starbucks, hey, Starbucks, even though it's in a Starbucks, thank you, Karen, Starbucks cup, I am drinking basically the Whole Foods version of Pellegrino. I know, super boring, and yeah, I know it's boring, but the cup actually, you could see it sort of matches. I match a little bit all the way around, and that's what's the important part. Hey, Rich, how are you? Angela, yay, welcome, Angela. Lewis is watching, so say hi to Lewis in Spain. But oh, I'm thrilled that you caught me live. Memo alert, TGIF. Yes, welcome to, and this is my TGIF energy wrap up for the curious and enlightened, because I want to have all the curious and enlightened folks here. Yeah. So it is TGIF. So what a week. Yeah. I mean, my week was so crazy that honestly, I started it with shop talk with Lewis maybe today, and it's been that kind of day. But I was blessed enough to be able to get outside. I don't know where you are in the world, but I'm in Chicago, and it was like 66 degrees. At one point, it was 69 degrees. By the way, I'm sweating like crazy. I've got the windows open, but my heat is still on because Chicago. I live in Chicago. This is what happens. We go from, I think it was 28 degrees yesterday to 66. So I got out for a little soul run, as it were. But welcome everybody. I am so delighted you're here, and we're gathering the troops, and Karen's here. Yay. I'm excited here. Everybody's saying hello to everybody else, which I love, because that's what we're doing, is we're gathering community of curious and enlightened. So yes, it's been quite the week for everybody. There was this huge, like, sort of, it was like a volcano letting off steam. Hey, John Saxon. So he doesn't know this, but it's been back in the back of my mind, and I will get into this in a minute. But John Saxon, I want to talk to you because I want to have you on the show either next week or in 2 weeks to do what you do. John actually does piano readings, which is so very, very cool. He reads the energy and does that. He doesn't even know. I just surprised him totally with that. So he and I'll regroup, but it has been this collective growth period for everybody. There was this Mongo release. It was honestly, it was like a volcano, like when the steam like goes before it's going to blow, with the equinox last week and that new moon. And it was just a doozy. And I don't know about any of you. I have been sleeping like crazy. Today I got 8.5 hours sleep. Now that is a new thing for me. I don't usually. Yeah, stay tuned, Karen. I'll be posting something about that. We're gonna have the man with the keys. But I've been sleeping more. Everybody I've talked to has been just super exhausted. The energy has been really like kind of amped up. So every single one of you who is on here or watching this later, everybody is being affected by this energy. My dreams have been super vivid, super in color, super chaotic, and super disturbing. There's been sort of astral shifts from, like one of my dreams, I was in like a station wagon, and everybody in the back seat was dead. And then the person that was sitting with me in the front seat was mad at me because I didn't introduce her to all the dead people in the back seat. Now, I have not done any dream interpretation with that, but I bet it's really good. But there's a lot of dimensional shifts going on in the dream world, and there are like it's like you can be in one scene and then move to another. Richard, tell me about that. You've been a lot of anxiety dreams. Yes, I'm going to talk about that because this is something that is permeating and coming in. It's an energy that's coming in that's affecting everyone. And when you're sensitive to energy, and often this is like one of the first, let's say, psychic abilities or clairvoyant abilities. It's a psychic ability. It's of the soul, right? That comes alive as many people can feel energy. And if we feel something and we can't equate it to something, it makes us even more anxious, and that's where, that's what's part of what's happening. Telepathy, communication is actually stepping up for everyone. Our connections are, and again, I'm going to talk about this in just a minute, but there's like this new information superhighway, this new, that's the only thing I can describe it as, is an information highway. But if you are sensitive to energy and you may be even hearing is anybody hearing sounds that they don't know what it is, or they hear their name called and they look over their shoulder, but there's nobody there? Because the telepathy and the clairaudience, that's a fifth chakra. So that's in your throat. That's a fifth chakra thing. And the clairaudience seems to be clearing out so that everyone begins to open up that space to what I call hear between the lines. I believe there's a Debussy quote that's listen between the notes. And it's the same with our clairaudience. So these are some of the things that are happening. For Richard, usually they're in a dark room and I have to escape there from a rush and decide what I can carry with me and what I have to leave behind. Oh, can I hey, Tim, how are you? I would like to say hello to that, Richard, because that is really you and your spirit. I'm going to give it a little energy read. Yes, I do that in between the information I'm sharing. But many times when we're about to step out from where we are, take a step up in our energy, that's what we're doing. Is we actually are in a dark room where we're trying to decide what to carry with us and what to leave behind. And that's actually a really big deal. So I would say, Richard, that this is a time for you to rejoice a little bit, because whatever you've been going through, whatever darkness you've been in, whatever stuckness you've been in, you are about to leave it all behind. And sometimes part of the difficulty in that is there are people that we love and people that we know that really can't come with us. So yeah, that's the nature of the beast. We process in our dreams. It's easier for us to process. So yeah, Karen, having several dreams about past loved ones lately. Are you communicating with them? I'm just curious. It's let me know if you're communicating. Richard says interesting, thanks. And it's something for you, Richard, to look at for yourself. What are you coming out of? What are you stepping into? What do you want to bring with you? And all of that. And the loved ones for Karen, that just seems to be, it's amazing. Listen up for those communications. Yeah, because your loved ones are with you. And sometimes that can be a little scary when we start to see loved ones in our dreams, because, we think we're dying. And we are, in a sense, but not dying like we're going to leave the body. We are taking a step up in our energy vibration, in our levels. So yeah, that is a lot of what's going on. And I can tell you where it's coming from as well. So, or where I see it coming from, because I'm not the end all be all. You can look and you can see. But one of the step ups in energy that is happening is because of the AI, the artificial intelligence. I briefly made mention of it in last week's tech mess of a live. Hopefully these TGIFs get better, but the weekly wrap up, because what happened, I mentioned it and I had seen a couple of things about it. And within 3 days, there was this extreme sort of energy shift. And it's the only thing that I saw people writing about on Medium. It's the only articles that I saw in the news. It's the controversy going on back, forth, up, down, and sideways. And this is all part of the new lines of information that we are all lit up. There's actually new lines to help us sort of connect. So there's new energy cords opening up. It's like a grid, if you look at it, and there's new energy cords opening up this super highway, and it's all because of that AI. So yes, last week I only mentioned it by design because it's so controversial. And from an energy standpoint, people are in great fear. Oh no, it's this, it's that. But I want to share with you my thoughts in this weekly wrap up, because it's gonna smooth out. That I can assure you. So one of the things that I started to notice was, and again, I'm not saying whether it's right for you to use it or not use it, and you really have to use your truth and discernment with it. But it looks like to me we were gifted this AI technology at some point. I don't know if it was, in the last year, we probably had it, but that we were gifted this as a way to open up lines of communication, as a way to open up lines of information. And yes, people are going to use it for their own nasty purposes, right? And there's going to be people that use it for good. So I'm not tying into one way or another. But what is happening is that this AI is open source information. And we have constructs and controls in this world. And it is rattling those cages. It is creating a maelstrom of energy and whirlwind, because there are many of these controls that don't want this information to get out, any kind of open source information. Now, the danger is there's also information that's not correct, right? That gets out on a broader scale, right? But for the controls, what I'm looking at is information that they just don't want to have free information out there. Like they want to control what we see, the media and things like that. And I am not a conspiracy theorist. I watch mainstream media and all of that, but what's important, and this is pretty much, well, it may not be ever the last thing I say about it, but to wrap it up for this week, because this is a big deal, because we're getting more information, and as the information highway grows from these other sources that we're getting, it's important to find your neutrality with it. It's important to find your neutrality with all the things that are coming out. And the best advice I can offer is to be aware of looking at the energy instead of going into it. Because this technology I was playing with it a little bit just for fun. And boy, I got sucked into it. And it took me like an hour of meditation to get back out. So I am well aware of that. But that's why you want to look at it and protect your space, right? So have your neutrality. And if you remember that thing that you learned, I don't know that all of you drive a car, but when you learn to drive a car, one of the things that they say when you get to railroad tracks is stop, look, and listen. And this is the advice I'm giving you with regards to AI or any other new technology. Angela just said that, so right, Debbie, seemed to have been surrounded by negative energy all week. And negative energy, I don't see energy as necessarily good or bad, but I do see that when people are in a great deal of fear, it feels very nefarious. It just doesn't feel good. But if you stop, look, and listen, so stop when you see it, whether it's information, really have your awareness when you're looking, when you're online, when you're doing these things. Yeah. But stop, give yourself a breath, look at the energy. Just take a moment to look at it, kind of ponder it for a minute, and then listen to your intuition if it's going to be right for you to use it or not. Or if you're reading an article, if it doesn't quite feel like it came from, the person who said they were writing it, things like that. This is the time to begin to connect with what you see as your truth. Yeah. And yeah, Richard, I don't know. I don't know if they're wise enough to handle that much information. That's why I'm giving people heads up on all of these things, because you know what? It's going to take a village to raise all of this, and it's going to take a village to shift the dynamic around. So humanity as a whole is really stepping up. And the more, let's say, information we have, the wiser we get, right? But in order to do that, we need to use our discernment with all of it. right? We need to, in fact, when I teach my clairvoyant students, I teach a method where they can discern the truth from the lie. And also, I should add that there's always going to be differing opinions. So you're going to do what's right for you, what feels right for you. You can have your opinion, you know what they say about opinions. They're like assholes. Everybody has one. But you are welcome to your opinion and you're welcome to your truth. But that doesn't mean imposing your will on other people and making your truth their truth. Right? I'm just here giving you an energy read and mentioning do what's right for you. How we doing so far? That's part of the weekly wrap up, because yes, there was crazy amount of energy and negative energy, fear and everything. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Oh, the universities are like losing their minds, you know, that people are going to be writing, you know, papers and things like that on AI, and maybe, but then they'd be losing out on the most amazing part of themselves, which is their creativity, their creative expression. So, back to the communication superhighway and how amped it is. Lewis, are you still here? I don't know. He might have gone out. Well, anyway, it is really amped up out there. Does anybody remember the Jetsons? That's out there. Hey there. Sit tight with me, Lewis, here, just a second. But does everybody remember the Jetsons? I don't know if you remember this, but in the Jetsons, there was a time when they would go to work and there were all these little like pods, like their little ships, and they were all like zipping back and forth of, you know, a top, and it was like, and you heard that like sound effect that went on. It was really funny because I was looking at the energy in meditation, and um, all I saw were these energy grids and these little pods, like there were ships. I suspect that we're being visited a lot by some of the ETs. I don't know, and it seems to be stepping up. But as our information and as our communication opens up, there's going to be more and more of that. And let me see here. Hey, Lewis, you can get in the private chat, right? Want to come visit? Just let me know. Lewis has actually been chomping at the bit to comment on all this stuff because I could feel it, and so I just invited him if he wants to pop on. But yeah, several people that in fact, everybody that I've read this week is having conversations, and people are. It's super interesting because people are getting really stuck in the sort of the outside parts of it, the outside bits. And so several of my readings, I've had to kind of bring them back in, right? Because it's fun to look at all the pretty shiny objects going on, isn't it? It's really, really super fun. So we are really working on a big clearing in the fifth chakra in our communication center, which is our clear audience, which is our clear hearing, the ability to hear energy. It's our inner voice so that we can actually communicate with ourselves more clearly. It is our telepathy, broadband and narrowband telepathy. So it's our ability to not speak words, but energy communication between an individual or a very large group. So we are having a huge step up. And the fifth chakra is also all about our creative expression. So, hey, March might have come in like a lion, but it's going out like a lamb. Send me an email invite. Oh goodness, I send it on private chat. And so now I have to just give me 1 second so that I can actually invite Lewis in here. Hopefully I have Lewis's, I think I have your email address. Da, da, da. Let's see here. Lewis. I'm sending it to your Gmail, Lewis. This is called a pivot because we can. There we go. You should have it. Send it to your Gmail. So yeah, March came in like a lion. It's going out like a lamb. Society seems to be dividing between those tied to 3D world and those who want to expand their consciousness. And that's interesting. Yes. Thousand million percent. Yes. On that part. But I invite you, Richard, to look not at the divide that you're because what you're seeing is the divide. And what's very interesting is if you actually look, it's the people who don't want to let go of 3D and the people who are willing to step up. And we're starting to see very clear lines there of people stepping up. Yeah. And they want to expand their consciousness. It's why my clairvoyant classes are doing really well. Oh wow, we're hitting some weather. I've got a huge storm here. Lewis, I'll let you in 1 second. But we're going to do a meditation also at the end of this to help each of you step up. I decided we're going to do what I need to do. Like, this is my jam, is doing these meditations so that you can wrap up, right? What's a TGIF weekly wrap up without actually letting go of the week? And in this case, even the month. So right before we get to that point, and let's see, I'm hoping that my screen doesn't freeze up, but we've got a little virtual tip jar. If you want to support this stream, all you do is you take your little phone and you open the camera and aim it at that QR code, and you can give me a Venmo tip. It's always greatly appreciated to do that. I'll leave that up for a minute or two so that you can grab your phones. And then as I leave that up for you, hey, there's always got to be an ask, right? No shame. But now for all of you getting your phones and all of that, please put your hands together. I don't have the sound effects here to do cheers and things like that, like our dear friend Michael Arrington does. But please give a warm welcome to Lewis. Maybe. Hey. Oh wait, we need to be. Let's see. I don't know. How do we do this? We could do that.
Yeah.
We could do that for a minute till I take this down, and then we'll be wait. There we are.
Ooh.
Even better. Yes. Okay. Now I have to get on my side of it's like being on my side of the bed, boyfriend.
Right? We'll meet in the middle.
So you were chomping at the bit. I could feel your energy. You're like, I want to talk. I'm like, okay, I'll send you.
Yeah, totally. And I'm like, just shut up because it's Debbie's turn. So I was like, just hanging out. What is wrong with my eye? It's
Are
11
people
o'clock
punching you?
at night here. So it's yeah, Karen, it's late. Oh, I'm not in Madrid, Karen. I'm in Gran Canaria, so we're only well, Madrid is an hour ahead of me, so it would be midnight. So yeah, but I'm off the coast of Africa. So
So, what are your thoughts about the week and, the guy that got indicted over here and all that
well,
good stuff?
I we called it, Deb, like
We
back
did
in
at the prediction show.
yeah, like back in January, like the end of March was going to be cuckoo. Um, and it really truly happened that way, where the end of March it's been totally cuckoo. And um the indicted Cheeto, is that what
Mm.
most of them call him down there? um
No, we don't though, because I don't mention his name. That's all.
right. And yeah, because I don't want to give the name the
Exactly. I don't
energy.
want to call names and
Yeah.
all that.
And but in going to your point with the AI, I don't, I haven't looked into it. I haven't hit links on it ever before, but in my Instagram feed, there's all this AI,
Yeah.
like promos, and I'm
Right.
like, I don't even have my Google here, so it's not like I'm talking to it. But yet AI, and
EIEIO.
oh yeah, that's what I was thinking in my head.
Sorry.
Um,
I just, oh my God.
but I I I feel that because now, what is this? Are we in Aquarius now?
No. So we will be, though.
Yeah. So when we go into Aquarius, like that's
We've got
gonna
a big
be
Jupiter going into retrograde in one planet, and then and there's a whole bit of astrology that actually just came into my awareness about. Um, I think it's Jupiter taking 249 years or something,
yeah,
but
it's gonna be around for a long time, which is actually
it's
quite good for us because
coming in.
it's
Yeah.
it's part of that reset.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so you think the end of March, even though it is gonna go out like a lion, but the rest of this year it's gonna intensify with pointing out, I'm going to call it wrongs, even though some people may not consider them wrongs because depending on how you vote or your thought process or whatever. But let's call it this: it's coming back to the universal truth as to why the Earth spins.
Mm-hmm.
And that just doesn't mean on a scientific level. It means that the people that work with a more enlightened
Mm-hmm.
mindset, you're going to get downloads and you're going to be going WTF. And my encouragement is, don't be curious to have to know the answer right now, because you might get the download, but it needs to plant, it needs to be rooted in
Let
seed.
it unfold.
Let it unfold. So even though you're getting a big download and you're like, oh, I can't wait, be patient, because this is about the reset. And like the old saying goes, Rome wasn't built in a day. You're going to have to reel it in, keep living your human life, even though you might be elevated with the enlightenment. Keep living your human life, your human existence, because you're human first. You're human because you're here. You're human, and you just go about your day. But it's like putting that in your back pocket, that tidbit, and when it needs to come out, you don't have to worry about if you're going to miss the billboard. You're going to see it. You're going to
Mm-hmm.
know. It's going to be right in your face. And so this is going to be a very wonderful year of reset, reset, reset. And it's almost like uh, the big Mercury in retrograde kind of vibe, like with all the re's, like reset, redo. it's going to feel like you're doing that. But I want to add a bigger one. It's the reimagine. So this is going to be an amazing time this year, especially the last half of this year, to throw everything into the pot, stir it up, and then see what it tastes like, because it's not going to probably taste the way you're used to it. It's going to be a new flavor, but this new flavor you're going to love.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. By the way, Angela, I've been struggling with we had our time change. But we sprung forward. I have
you're
never a
2 weeks
problem
ago.
when we spring forward or
Yeah,
when we fall
we
back.
did that on this past Sunday. You guys did it 3 Sundays ago back home, and then I think Angela's on.
She's
Yeah,
in New
tonight.
Zealand,
Yeah,
so she's tomorrow anyway.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Angela. That's right. I forgot. You're tomorrow. I love that. That is my favorite thing in the world, is that when I don't know why I get like a little kid when it's like, oh, wait, it's today here and it's tomorrow there. And I
Right.
don't know why. This is so exciting to me that it's like 2 different days and people are here and coming together. I just get, I'm telling you, I get like a little kid. I'm such a weirdo. Yes, Richard, you have had major resets in several previous lives, plus this one. Anytime you do kind of energy work or look into it, and to Lewis's point, also, it's interesting. You said, "Well, don't get curious." I say, get curious and ask the questions, but you don't have to go seeking the answers outside of you.
Exactly.
And I'm just paraphrasing you. That's
Okay.
right. We're 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 point counterpoint. Yeah. Exactly. I could just feel you. It was so funny. I'm like, all right, just ask them to come on. It'll be fine.
I was fine either way.
Since his plans must have fallen through.
They're going there
So
tomorrow.
what was that?
They shifted till tomorrow.
Oh, well, there you go, because you were supposed to be here.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
So here we are. So yeah, we're not just at the end of the week. I have a bunch of notes because otherwise I could go off and just keep rambling on. I like to keep,
Those are the best kinds, though.
I do that. We're doing a combination of that.
Yes, true.
That's the beauty. It's a weekly wrap up.
Quick little story. The person that introduced us,
Yeah.
okay, could not do this. Like, structure, don't stray. I'm watching the clock. I'm only going to give you 20 minutes, and because I don't work for free, blah 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 blah, stock. And when we been on with Michael, I forget what show it was, but we were talking pre-show, even before the back scene, and we were talking about the length because of one of the other videos of length, and so when I got online, when we all went live that time, I'm like, I'm gonna push it. We are gonna do the longest show that he's ever had, and we did.
Might have warned me.
Well, you were going along with it, so
I just go with the flow.
exactly. But my intention was to prove a point, and I proved it.
Yeah. Well, and it's all, you know what? When the energy vibes, the energy vibes.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
So all of this crazy stuff is going on in the world, and we're at the end of the week, and we are also at the end of a month. So happy end of March. Happy beginning of April. No fooling. What was your favorite April Fool's joke? I have a great April Fool's joke. What was your?
I've never partaken in that. I think the teachers back when I was in grade school, they tried to do some stuff to the class, but I do have one. I think it was like a Saturday. And
by the way, for all of you listening, post yours in the comments and we'll read them out.
Idea. I woke my sister up really early on a Saturday and convinced her that she was late for school. And she got up, she started to shower, all that sort of good stuff. And it was Saturday.
That's
So
a good one.
yeah.
That's a
She
really
was
good one.
mad though. Because
So
when she finally tuned in that my parents were still home, and she's like, because they would leave earlier than we needed to get up to go to school. So
oh my God, that's hilarious.
yeah.
I well, happy birthday, Karen.
Happy birthday, Karen.
Karen's birthday is April 4th. So
An Aries.
Aries. Oh gosh, I have an ex that was an Aries.
Were you born in the AM or PM, Karen? Do you know if you were born in the AM, PM?
Okay. Well, but while she's answering, so I want to tell my April Fools. So I kind of had we're all adults here, but I think my mom. Shout out to my mom who's probably answering. So just cover your ears right now, Mom, because like so there was this guy that I was sleeping with, and I had the biggest crush on him, and it was kind of a long-term thing, but he would never date me. And you know, my bad. Okay, what? But I mean, I always thought, you know what? Because we were so close, and we really
Right.
were. We were super close, and but he really wouldn't date me. And on April Fool's Day, I changed my Facebook status to married, and he lost his mind. He called me and would rarely call. He would text, he would, message, he would do all those things. Was called me freaking out, absolutely lost his mind. And then when I told him it was an April Fool's joke, he even lost his mind even more because he was like, don't do that to a person. I mean, I just thought there was something wrong and that you got married and you wouldn't tell me. And I was like, well, first of all, you should know better that I would not tell you, first of all. But it's my one and only prank that I've really, I mean, I've gotten sucked into a couple of them, but,
Mhm.
and I don't even remember which ones because they were just, whatever they were,
Mhm.
right? But oh my God, yeah, it was amazing. And I really didn't do it like for him, I just thought, oh, this would be funny.
Right.
But of course, then I started to think about it. I was like, oh wow, our relationship means more than what it might seem to the naked eye, because
Mhm.
for him to lose his mind like that was very upsetting. And then of course I felt bad for a second, not for a long time.
I
Just
think you took it as that you were playing him by
that's
actually
what I
being
mean,
there.
is that there was all this other stuff going on and he
Yeah.
didn't know.
Yeah. Well, I
So,
mean, at least you had
Lewis,
fun. I think we might have
hopefully we'll
lost.
get
Oh,
Lewis.
there we go. Oh no, you froze.
I froze? Oh, I
You,
saw you freeze. I'm hardwired in. I don't know how I freeze.
I don't
But
know.
okay, so Karen,
Oh,
these are
four.
like angel numbers,
I was gonna
44 and
say like 4-4.
440.
Yeah. So, well, don't mess with Karen. I mean, you might have a long hose, but when you go, girl. Um,
Wow.
but you're going to be finding that your New Year's will start around your birthday because of your angel numbers, and I
Yeah.
want you to like really write down what you want um, for this upcoming year, 2 year, 5 year, 10 year, that kind of vibe, because you will be able to achieve plenty this year. So get going, girl, and get writing. And make sure, like when I help people with, for example, attracting the right partner for them, you don't want to use things. Well, I don't want a smoker. Well, yeah, okay, I get it. You want someone that doesn't smoke, but the universe doesn't listen to the little itty bitty words. So the universe senses smoker. So more than likely, you're going to find someone that smokes. So what you say is, I want someone that leads a healthy, active lifestyle. And so those words that the universe can pick from are going to lead you to the right track. So it's very important that your intention isn't I don't or but or that, the low vibrational words. And so definitely do at least a year out, Karen, because there's gonna be,
Negative is not recognized
right,
because energy is not good or bad.
right.
It's just energy. So when
Yep.
you want to put out what you want, and they did. I had a once upon a time. I might have said this on another show, but it was hilarious that I was really broke and I read The Secret. I'm like, I got to do something. I just have to shift my
Mhm.
mindset. However I have to do it, I just need to read books. I need to shift my mindset. And this goes back. And so they say to like write yourself a check and they give
Yeah.
you like some mantras and things to say, right?
Right.
Of course, I didn't say exactly what they said. I kept saying, I want to get paid more. I want to get paid more. I want to get paid more. And the only thing the universe heard was, I want to pay more.
Right.
Like, and I kid you not,
You were paying more.
I paid, and it
Mhm.
was like every bit, everything. It just was like coming at me. And when I finally realized it, I could not stop laughing
Mhm.
because I was like, okay, my bad. Oops.
Yep.
Maybe we'll shift
You
that.
let's rewrite that.
Let's rewrite that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just wanted to say hello to the April Fool's joke and all that. And thank you for that
And Karen, it's
little
not that
read
I'm
for
just using
Karen.
the relationship as an example. I wasn't that you're looking for a relationship, but when you're writing down your intentions, just
Mhm.
make sure that you're putting
Everything's
the
in the positive.
right.
Yeah, everything always has to be in the positive. So, uh, next week, so April's got a lot of energy,
Yeah, it does. It's
right? When it
a lot
starts
of action.
out. So, Ramadan started last week.
Yeah, it's day 9, I think
Last
it is.
week, day 9. Next week is Holy Week with Passover,
Passover.
Good Friday, Easter. So it's all about spirit.
Yeah.
Um, April 8th starts the Mercury retrograde shadow. Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun.
dun,
What,
dun. The
where is
pre
it
shadow.
located this time?
And then Mercury retrograde starts officially on April 21st. So on April 8th, we're going to start feeling the slowdown,
The
right?
tail.
I'm still going to do these. So come on down and, we'll see how the technology blips out then. But, come on down. There is also a solar eclipse
One
on.
or two.
So there's one.
Okay, then there
It's
must
a
be something I'm
solar.
thinking.
A
Yeah,
lunar follows, but
maybe that's what I'm thinking.
I didn't look up on the lunar. Like the follow if you have a
There,
solar, you're
there's
gonna have a
some
lunar.
there's these flares that are back to back on something. I couldn't remember.
Yeah, there's something back to back, but there's a little bit of energy, and so I wasn't really planning on this being a kind of a prediction of any sort. But I did want to say, we're grounding April. When we get to our meditation, will be letting go of the energies of March, letting go of whatever's kind of stuck, whatever's a little bit stirred up. Feel free to share this, download it, whatever you need to do. Earmark the time when we started. So maybe you want to come back and listen again. Or if I'm really technologically amazing, I may be able to grab just the audio from the meditation and maybe put it into my SoundCloud. I don't know. I'm going to guess that's possible with somebody much more technical than me. But
Not me.
April to me, not you.
No, I can break the computer turned off.
Yeah, where's Michael anyway? He hasn't popped
He was
on.
shopping.
He's what?
He was shopping.
Oh, okay. I see. But yes, we have some things to look forward to. Um,
It's like with April shower, or the April showers thing.
April showers bring May flowers.
So metaphorically, you're going to have to use your raincoat in April, just to protect yourself from the constant. But it's not a bad constant. It's more so along the lines of, let's just get it all on the ground, in the pool, whatever. Let's just collect it and let it do its thing. Like, but you're going to feel bombarded on many levels, just because it's like a big, huge ping pong match with two expert players, and boom, 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 boom. That's what a lot of this energy is going to feel like. And so it's going to feel like it's a downpour. So wear your rubbers. Always be safe, people. And
Truth. Wear the
yeah,
rubbers. No,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
you had to.
I had
I
to.
opened that door. I'm
You
glad you
did.
walked in.
You did.
And so it's not from the fear of getting soaked or drenched or anything else like that. It's just that it's more like an observation month. And so it that pip in your TVs that you can watch two stations at once. Well, just be prepared to watch 100 stations all at the same time.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump in on the energy on
I
that.
just have to plug myself in.
Okay, you go plug yourself in, which is awesome. Um, but it's funny because he just said that, and my next note was, if you thought March was stirred up, the cosmos has some kind of plans for us in April. So Lewis actually just took that and ran with it before I even got it out of my mouth, which is always fun when we do this. But it's part of what happens when we take a step up in our energy space is all the gunk starts to come out. So what feels like is coming at us is not actually coming at us, it's actually being released. And I see the energy of April as a super muted. Like it's almost like we're under, when you are driving into a city and it looks like there's a heat dome. That's what's lit up when I look at it. So same thing, that's your rain,
Yeah,
that you were
yeah,
describing, but like that there's this sort of dome kind of thing over it, and that is beginning to lift off.
yeah.
And it's all about clarity, and again, there's a lot of clairaudient stuff going on. A lot of that fifth chakra clearing out for clarity. So that's really on its way.
Yeah.
Like so April's going to be awesome. I may actually even get to finish or even start writing my April newsletter that's supposed to be out tomorrow. Newsflash, it won't be out tomorrow. Um, hopefully by Monday. Hopefully by Monday once I edit, because I'm a crazy I edit my edits of edits.
Oh, you're one of those.
I am a grammar Nazi.
Yes.
It's really true. But
Yes.
you know.
Well, I think
So
that's just because of what you used to do for such a long time with the schooling and all that sort of thing.
oh, right.
I mean, you still do some of it, but not to the degree that you were
Yeah.
into it before. So,
Yeah, it's just all that. I'm a wordy.
yep.
I'm a wordle. I'm a wordy. I'm all of that.
I'm like your Facebook post. I'm like, what the fuck? And I know you explained it to me, but whenever I
Oh,
see
the word.
your wordle of the day, I'm like, who the hell's supposed to help her? It's
I'm
green and
gonna.
yellow.
I'll do it with you. I'll do it with you one day. I'll
I've
call you in
never, ever,
Spain.
ever have done that in my life. I have no concept or clue on how to do it. Debbie explained it to me. I went, and yeah. So
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. It's just fun. I have a little competition with my brother going on. So like
yes,
first thing in the morning, I do it the first thing in the morning, and then I send it to my brother in a text, and um, and then I post it. But anyway, so yeah, that's the energy wrap up for the week. It was actually quite the week, as we saw the truths coming out, as we saw some of the constructs so there's a divine feminine energy coming in, and for all, I'm actually working on a 4-week class called Embrace the Goddess, Tapping into the Divine Feminine, a non-gender class. So it's not about female bodies. I'm going to be referring, and I'll teach people how to ground in their whatever
And their
body they
feminine energy.
have, but it's completely an all-inclusive class on tapping in. But as a result, and I was getting this push, this energetic push, that it had to be done in April, and I couldn't figure out why. And then when I looked at the energy, it occurred to me why, right? It has to be that. So, of course, I'm going to have a whole class series during Mercury retrograde. That's what I do, apparently.
You should.
But yeah, but there's this feminine energy is coming in, and now it is starting to break off the pieces of um, the male constructs,
Right.
the ego constructs, the male
Yep.
constructs. And so what happened this week here is a big step up. Angela, you are very welcome. It was a big step up in energy all the way around. So I'll give my plug again. If you would like to support this stream, take out your phone, aim
Give
it
a
at
girl a
the
tip.
QR code. Look at it shimmers. It's so lovely. Let me put it to the side though for now. There we go. I'll put it to the side so that I can still talk without it shimmering and cutting off. You know, I hate when I cut off Lewis at the lower lip there. Anyway, but all of this is starting to break apart, because the reality is that things have to break apart before they come together.
Yeah.
Always.
It's what's that saying? It has to get worse before it gets better.
It have to get, well, I don't know. Again, I don't see it as worse or better, but yes,
Well,
it has to break apart. It has,
paraphrase
but
it
yeah,
by saying that it needs to get so dirty
yeah,
in order for it to finally get cleansed.
yeah,
And this 2023 is the moments of truth, and you're
yeah.
going to see them throughout the year.
And
Like,
they're coming out slowly but surely, and they will continue. But last week was all about that. So next week, just so you know, and I will get into because I'm gonna venture into the meditation portion right about now. If you all would like to, what's my handle for Venmo? You can't use your phone. Well, I have a handy dandy little, hang on. There is my Venmo account without a QR code. So it's at Deborah-Tatel. Thank you so much.
do you have like a link tree kind of thing? Kind of
I do, but that's not going to
where you
help her
no,
in
but
the.
if you were to say, like, for example, if you can also go to my Instagram and that link is in the link tree.
Oh yeah, I can throw it on my link tree.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't
this is
have
great.
my
This is
link
great.
tree on here, but that's my Venmo. It's at Deborah-Tatel, Debra-Taitel. And it should show up if you're on YouTube, Karen. If you actually go to the YouTube comment thread, there'll actually be a. It looks like I think the way this did it, it wasn't a QR code. But either way, I will post it and make sure that you get it. But see, I at least came partially prepared here. You can cut and paste, I think, from there, maybe in one of the threads. Or let's see. Yep, nope, that's not a live link. Never mind. Never mind. But yeah, let me actually, I can go get it right now. I will do that. So for your Venmo, you can just, this is the, can't post to some channels. I don't know. Just let me know if it shows up for you there. Yes, it posted on YouTube, it looks like. And I think that's where you're at.
Yeah.
So yay. All right. So let me turn this off. I will get rid of that. At least my stream, at least I didn't freeze this time.
Yeah.
Last time when I was on with Michael, I just totally froze up. It's very annoying. Anyway, so are y'all ready for a meditation? I bet yes. Are you ready to let go of the week, let go of the month, let go of January, February too while you're at it? Louis, do you want to hang out on here and do the meditation or?
Doesn't matter.
What?
Whatever you decide.
Whatever. I'm happy to have you here. I just didn't know if you want to,
We'll
be on camera. But Karen, yes. So for those of you, if you go to my Venmo, I actually took a picture of myself while I was running, and it was such a svelte, thin silhouette that I'm like, I'm using this. So that's actually my shit. It's actually real. I don't know why I put it on Venmo. I just got a kick out of it. All right. So let's get rid of this week, this month, yada, yada, all that good stuff. So give yourself a breath and just be seated comfortably in a chair or on a couch with your feet flat on the floor. And give yourself a breath. Don't just take it. Give it to yourself like the gift that it is, the life-giving gift. And rest your attention behind your eyes in the center of your head. And this type of meditation, you don't need to quiet your thoughts. In fact, just the opposite. You just notice them. And gently close your eyes, or if you don't want to close your eyes because you want to watch the thread or something, just go ahead and just turn your gaze downward. And then just let your thoughts be there. And in the center of your head, go ahead and just complete your thoughts and complete any communications that you're still having with people, whether it be from the week, the month, since the beginning of the year. Just end all those communications and give yourself some elbow room to just be who you are as the spirit that you are. And from the center of your head, imagine that there's a connection from the base of your spine that goes all the way down to the center of the earth. And in fact, you can even imagine that it's a beautiful tree that's flat on top and just connected right at that tip of the tailbone. Give yourself a breath, and as you exhale, begin to release anything that no longer serves you, anything that doesn't feel good. Breathe into any pain in your body. And then just breathe and release. Now, allow your mind to flow with some highlights from the past week. then you can even bring up any of those challenges or difficulties that you faced this week, or again, even since the beginning of the year. And give yourself a breath and notice, are you still beating yourself up for that challenge, for that mistake, for that perceived faux pas? And then be kind to yourself as you recognize that every challenge is an opportunity to grow and learn. Shift that mindset from beating yourself up or that there was a mistake, and look at it as an opportunity to learn, to bloom and grow. And give yourself a breath and just let all of that flow down that grounding cord. Where it gets neutralized at the earth, we're not creating any kind of extra stuff for the earth. It just gets neutralized. And then bring to mind some of the highlights from the past week. What are some positive experiences you had? What are some things you accomplished? What are some moments of gratitude? And begin to embrace and congratulate yourself and appreciate yourself for those accomplishments, for those positive steps, for giving to yourself at that level. And then just feel that joy or contentment as you feel those thoughts. And then once again, move your attention behind your eyes into the center of your head. And give yourself a breath and let go of all of those things. Let go of the past week. Let go of the news cycle. Let go of anything you're ready to let go of so that you can move on and have a clean slate for April. In fact, you can even imagine yourself putting up that chalkboard and just erasing it. Give yourself a clean slate. And then notice that grounding, that connection between the base of your spine and the center of the earth, and begin to refresh your soul by that connection. We're resetting the energy. Sometimes it doesn't take a very long time. And if you find yourself coughing or yawning, that's because you're releasing those energy cords of people that are still communicating with you. And just give yourself a breath and let that go. And then imagine a beautiful gold sun above your head, filled with life and joy and gratitude and enthusiasm. And in fact, even that gold sun, you can just, whether you know how to do this or not, just go ahead and call back your energy into that space, into that gold sun. And as that gold sun's filling up with your energy, also fill it up with some qualities that you would like to have coming up for this, what in some ways is a holy week, yes? So whether you celebrate Ramadan or Easter or Passover, or just you celebrate your inner divinity. Call that back into that gold sun and just recognize that you can have that. And then bring that gold sun down into the top of your head and let it flow through you, top to bottom, flowing through every cell in your body, filling up all your jiggly bits, filling up your belly, especially if you gave back a lot of energy or have been expending a lot of energy. Just fill up with that gold sun of refreshing reset energy. And then when you're ready, just bring your attention back to yourself and the room and gently open your eyes and take a big stretch. Might even want to bend over, dump out, shake out your neck and shoulders. And welcome back. That was a short little reset. What was that, like 11 minutes or something? 12 minutes?
Yeah.
About that. Yeah, let yourself just slowly kind of look around and be acclimated. It's asking for the last 4 digits of my telephone number. Okay, that's really weird. Karen, I'll get back to you on that because I don't know about that. I don't want to put that. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I don't know why it would do that, Karen. I'll get you on Facebook. But how was that? How was that for you, Lewis? You were coughing. I was cracking up. You were letting go of so many.
I was. I was, and I also have a night tickle cough. So, but I was releasing a lot. I definitely was in the mood to release, and that's what I did. Bye, John.
That's what it's for. Bye, John. Thank you for hanging with me. I'm gonna reach out and wait till you hear him. He's got some stuff on his YouTube channel.
John's the one that tickles the ivories.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. He plays beautifully. He has a one up right now for Lent, and it's really something. You're welcome. What was your experience, Richard, or anyone else? What was your experience with the meditation? They can be very short, but they can also be very profound. And I'm going to end each and every one of these weeklies with some sort of a meditation.
Absolutely, great idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Pam. My pleasure. Good to see you here. Thanks for coming. It's very exciting. I love when the new folks are that I haven't seen on here. It's like, yes, I just appreciate everybody being here. Well, folks, I'm gonna just say on behalf of Lewis and myself, he doesn't know I'm doing this, but on behalf of Lewis and myself, have a wonderful new week. Have a wonderful new month. Happy Ramadan, Passover, Easter. And if you don't celebrate any of those, celebrate you.
Happy week.
Happy week if you're spirit. If you're interested in meditations, I have free meditations on my website. Let's see. Hang on. Where is it? How about, where'd they go? Mm-hmm. Oh, here. Oh, see, it's another QR code. Oh well, I'll figure out the details of these different things.
Type in your website, and then they can find it on your website.
No, here they are. Here it is. It's at SpiritLightInsight.com/guided meditations. Or you can go right there using the QR code. But SpiritLightInsight.com, guided meditations. There's a bunch of SoundCloud meditations on there. Feel free to download any of them. But for now, and this is going to be my official sign off, forevermore, keep your spirit light in sight and always remember to shine your light. Happy everything, everyone. See you next week. Thanks for coming.
Bye.